Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of D&D Quick Shots. My name is Brandon. It's been a little while since we talked. I figured today we would jump into a new item, the Ring of Jumping. Alright, so what is the Ring of Jumping? Well, really simply, it lets you actually cast the jump spell as a bonus action at will, as many times as you want. Basically, you get to play it as if it's a cantrip in theory. Where would you use this? What is it good for? Lots and lots of questions that we want to play into. Well, the first thing, let's talk about actually calculating jump. So there's a lot of different pieces and parts whenever you actually look at it, and how do you figure it out? Honestly, the best way to figure out is there's a website out there called Fex Labs. So if you just Google search the 5e jump calculator, it's usually the first hit that comes up. Why I like this one is it actually lets you put your height in, what your strength score in, if there's a certain class ability that lets you do it, or if you put in the spell jump. Now, jump, pretty straightforward, lets you triple your jump distance until the spell ends, right? So let's say standard, setup, 6 foot tall, strength score 10, you're going to be able to jump 10 feet, right? That's the basic concept of it. With the spell, you're going to now be able to jump 30 feet, right? So that's pretty fantastic, but let's see if we can break it a little bit, right? So let's say you have boots of striding and springing. Those are going to let you triple it, right? Let's throw a jump spell on top of it. Now you can jump 90 feet as a bonus action for giggles. Now, obviously, the spell jump itself, that entire thing is going to stack separately because they are actually two different things giving you the same ability set. So they do actually stack. A lot of people will think they don't. They absolutely do. So what makes it fun, how do you use it, where are you going to do it, right? So there's always going to be a chasm you got to jump. There's always got to be something a little bit out of height. Maybe you're in a chase, a pursuit of some kind, and you decide to go jump tree to tree. There's a lot of things that are going to allow you to get away with that. But a lot of the time, what I like about the jump spell is it gives you a little bit more flexibility, and you can avoid a lot of those other issues that come with things like having, to worry about the athletics check or the dex checks and things like that. If you can jump 90 feet, and all of a sudden, you just need to clear something that's 10 feet across, you're not going to be rolling for it, right? You got it. On the flip side of that, if let's just say you're jumping a normal, setup and you drop it down to a 30-foot jump, you can do a lot of pretty good stuff with that still. One of my favorite parts is the height of the jump, right? So, great example. Let's just say you have the spell jump. You're 6 feet, 10, whatever. High jump becomes 9 feet off the ground. You can usually jump about 3 feet, ground to foot. Now you can jump 9 feet. So in theory, you can basically jump on top of a basketball, goal. They're 10 feet, but you can basically get up there. That'd be about the top that you can actually make it up to. That means you can grab something roughly 18 feet up. That's a long way. That's an extremely usable setup. If you get into some area that you can see there's ledges and there's cool things, you now can do a lot. How I would tie this to anything, strength is what bases your jump on, not your dex. So rogues aren't going to be great for it. But let's say you do have a rogue that wants to be sneaky and wants to do a lot of the backstabbing and stuff like that. You could probably get away with it. Probably my best, use for it, you're going to want to give it to somebody who needs distance and is going to be able to put a decent amount of damage. So I want somebody who can get on buildings a little more reliably. I'm going to give it to my archers. I'm going to give it to my, my mages of some kind, whether it be a wizard with spell sniper or something like that. I want to give it to somebody who needs distance and can be Overwatch. Right, so one of the best things about actually playing tactically is understanding you need an Overwatch. You need somebody that can see the entire battlefield and can reach out and touch people from a distance. So one of my favorite pieces is going to be using that. Now it's an uncommon item. How expensive is it? That's a great question. There's actually a great resource out there. It's called 5e Magic Shop. It's 5e magic.shop. If you go in there, there's actually some cool little tools, and you can actually just check and see how much the different items are going to be. So it's a really cool little thing. Let me go see if I can pull this up real quick while I'm thinking about it. 2,500 gold. Not terrible. That's one of those things. It's an uncommon item. You're probably going to have, maybe one person in most cities are going to carry it. That doesn't mean that every, shop is going to have it when it's uncommon. Common will be that rate. But they're not unheard of. People know where they are. They do exist out in the wild. I would definitely take that as any kind of opportunity to get out there and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. And if you ask enough people, you're probably going to find it. They're well known enough that your characters are going to know that they do exist in the world. You would have heard of these things. So this would be something that you could actually talk to the DM about and say, hey, listen, I have heard there's this thing that allows me to get this extra jump distance. I'd like to search for it. And start asking, gathering intel. Eventually you should be able to find one. So it's pretty realistic there. The other fun thing, though, is that jumping doesn't mean that you come down lightly. So fall damage is still a thing. Don't forget. And if you just want to make it completely crazy and wacky, give it to a paladin. Let him jump over and off of bookcases and things 30 feet up with a giant hammer and, use that hammer, to create fall damage on top of everything else and just stack a whole lot of extra weight into his impact. Whatever. You can have some fun with it. If you got the HP to spare, make it happen. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Definitely give me a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, how have you used it in the past? Have you done something fun? If you have, let me know. Otherwise, I appreciate you everybody watching, and have a great day, guys.